Greetings to all of you beautiful people. Welcome to Soul Lift TV. I am Amun Lamar, and I'm about to take my jacket off. I wanted to come check with you guys real quick about timing. There's a lot of pressure, and a lot of people want a lot of stuff a lot sooner than it's naturally supposed to happen. Prime example. I'm slightly one of these people. I want my beard to be fat. I want that, if you know about beards, I want that James Harden now. Boom. I want that jump. However, I either have to do some things to manipulate the natural structure of my hair growth here, or I have to wait for the right time. I have to wait for the right timing. There becomes an disassociation with natural phenomena when you constantly desire to have these natural things sooner than they're supposed to happen. And my goodness, with this whole exchange of time, the same moment that we move too fast to get the things that we're supposed to be getting a little bit later down the line, we ultimately miss something later on down the line because now our focus is off. Now you're at the end of the line focusing on the things that are there when naturally you could have been focusing on something totally different. Timing is everything. Timing that the universe says make a move. Timing that the universe says, slow down or stop. Let's say, for instance, you may have a job and you like, wait, I gotta go. This job is not feeding into my overall purpose. It's paying the bills, it's doing this, it's doing that, but it's not feeding into my overall purpose. If you miss the timing of the signals that you are getting that this job isn't it, you could ultimately miss a position in your own greatness because of the decisions that you've made, because of a choice to move in your own time as opposed to a natural sense of order or a natural sense of guidance. The order my steps, in your word kind of vibe. Sometimes we take our own position to be the only source of leadership within our own steps. But sometimes we miss what we're supposed to have. And I don't want you guys to miss it because this year, 2017, this year has already been phenomenal. Now, I don't know about you, but 2017 has already been a phenomenal year for me. And we're only in the second month, and it only gets better. And I don't know if you guys have seen a different video that I posted, but that pimple effect or that purge of negativity and that cusp of positive placement is happening. It's happening. And it's happening because of the timing. It's the perfect time for those things to happen. It's the perfect time for just naturally. And I won't say naturally if you don't do anything, because naturally it will happen because it's supposed to. It's time. But there are still some things that you have to do. You have to remove your distractions, or else within this time you will be stuck in the element of not knowing. You'll be stuck in the midst of not being able to identify what's happening. So what I want for you guys to do is sincerely focus on the time that you have now, the signs that you get with making decisions, understanding what's happening, or just being in the right place at the right time. Those are not accidents. Coincidences don't actually happen. We just think they do because we are visually or physically associated with a different time. I challenge you guys to Sit back and allow what is to come, and allow what you are to go for to be sought after. But you have to recognize the difference, because if you don't know the difference, then you're gonna be doing what many people are doing right now for the placements of their lives that are already waiting for them. They're running after them, and for the placements of their lives that are to just take them on in certain moments of identity or certain moments of understanding where the light bulb clicks. If you don't move when you are supposed to move, you are going to be left behind. It's just that simple. If you don't move when you're supposed to move, if you don't operate when the universe tells you to operate, and you will know, it may be separating from a relationship. It may be beginning a new one. It may be starting something else that you used to do when you were a kid. Whatever it is that you are being directed to do internally, whatever it is that you feel is positive influence for you to do something better, now is that time. Don't second guess yourself, because when you second guess yourself in the natural, visceral intuition that comes, that tells you to make a move, sometimes those moves are to avoid danger. If you don't make the right move in the right time or in the right moment, you lose. I don't want to see y'all lose, because I've lost a lot of people, and I don't want to see y'all lose. So I challenge you to operate in the midst of a natural time. Be brave, be courageous, and challenge yourself to kind of move in divinity. But be respectful of the time, and moving in the right time also means that, you show up on time. If you have a respect for time, then you appreciate it in the form that we can't get it back. So if I have an appointment with you, and this is also something that I'm working on within myself, but if you have an appointment, be on time. The concept of being early is on time and being on time is late, considering that there may be some things within your journey that you can't change, you can't hinder, it may be necessary to be a little bit early so that you may be on time. But my God, this time, when I think of 2017, this is what it make me do. Now is the time, y'all. If you got dreams, if you got aspirations, if you have visions, put them down on paper, write them out. But believe. You have to do that first. You have to believe that this is the right time. And I'm not to be that person that embeds in your mind that, oh my gosh, right now is the time. I dare you to sit back and just ask for understanding within the time that this universe is in right now. Watch what happens. But you have to believe that what you get is going to be what you are supposed to have, as far as the answer or the guidance that comes from you openly asking that question. Because this universe is a breathing, living organism. So what you put in is what you get out. So if you put out the question, you in turn will get the answer in some way, form, or fashion. So I love you guys, and I challenge the rest of your life in this time. I challenge you to utilize the time wisely, to recognize exactly how much in depth you can get, how much change you really can make, or how much of an impact you can really have on someone or something within this time. Hey, and if you don't know what to do within this time or right now, like I said, sit back, think, say nothing, but think, meditate, ask the Lord to deliver the answer that you should have right now. And hey, and when you get that answer, you gotta move on it. You gotta move on it. Because if you don't, let's not even go there, please. You see what I'm saying? Let's not always be comfortable to find out what's gonna happen if I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Because unfortunately, you might not get a second chance to go back and say, oh, I apologize. Can I get another chance? We have, which opens up another video. We have, and it's funny because I've heard many people mention prolific people, spiritual people, idiotic people. I've heard a lot of people mention that we're on borrowed time. So it kind of takes me to an understanding that literally, if we don't do what we're supposed to do right now, it's over. It's over because we've gone so long, and I thought that I was wrapping this video up, but we've gone so long not doing what we're supposed to do when we're supposed to do it. Spiritual parents are preparing to, I believe, spiritual parents are preparing to face their spiritual children in a way that, how a parent can look at you, how your moms can look at you when you're doing something you ain't supposed to do, or you lying or something, and they don't even have to say nothing. They'll just look at you and you kind of shape up. That's happening right now. It's happened for me. Just tripping, falling, and just being introduced to my spiritual parents kind of just led me to understand that, yo, you got to get it together, because our ancestors didn't mess up, but with the time that they were given, they did what they could do. Some. And then of course, I'm sure it's safe to say some didn't. So for those that did what they were supposed to do, now we, in a different time, in the now, we have to pick up where they left off. And for some mighty spiritual warriors, we have to not only do what we are supposed to do in this time, but we have to kind of pull a little bit deeper so that we can carry a little bit more of the torch from the ancestors that did not do what they were supposed to do. Because these cycles continue. So if you are any of those necessary people that have a purpose, all of us do. You have to figure out what it is. But if you are any of those necessary people that have a purpose to uplift, the life of other people, to uplift, positivity, or the opportunity for other people to sustain themselves. If you have a purpose, you have to fulfill it. You have to, because if you don't, the job becomes someone else's, and your position becomes somewhat docile or lessened, because you would have shown a lack of appreciation for what you were given. Yeah. I love you guys. Absolutely love you guys, from the top, the bottom, the left, the right, and the crossing points of my heart. Yeah. I want you guys to really, 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 I know that sometimes my vibes change quite a bit, but I really, really want you guys to identify the sincerity and the messages that I am providing you guys. I am no saint. I fail. Well, I take that back. I don't fail because I don't give up, but I am no saint. There are some things that I am working on within myself, as a man, as a being, as a spiritual being. I'm not perfect by any means. I try to be perfect. I will forever try to be perfect, because I come from perfection. My creator is perfect, and just in simplest forms, I am in the image of. So, some of my issue is knowing when to not hold myself up to that perfect criteria, we'll say. But saying all of that, this time is inevitable for the releasing of positive reward. And have it. Have it. The reward comes so beautifully. Have it. I'm wrapping up. I love y'all. And I'll see you some point in time within the transition of this journey, this moment. I hope y'all have a good day. And if anything in your life is not going according to plan, do yourself a favor, do me a favor, and everyone else around you a favor. Pray for a change. Implement the very change that you seek to have, and watch what happens. I love you guys again. Thank you again for tuning in to Soul Lift TV. I'm Amun Lamar. Have a good one.